Namaste. And thank you for your presence. This yoga practice is about quieting the mind. An overactive, distracted, or disturbed mind disrupts the nervous system and causes restlessness in the body, preventing deep relaxation, rejuvenation, and healing. So just as when you're talking, you cannot hear what others are saying, you cannot hear the whisperings of the soul when the mind is busy chattering away. An important goal of yoga practice is to develop a clear, calm, and tranquil mind. Patanjali begins his Yoga Sutra by explaining that the purpose of yoga is to quell the fluctuations of the mind in order to perceive the divine within. Meditation is the primary tool for practicing mindfulness, usually by repeating a mantra to silence thoughts in the mind and turn attention inward rather than outward. But yoga asana and pranayama are useful as well. Overnight, our mind reboots to give us a clean slate. So we wake up with a clear mind, and you should use it to meditate on what is sacred to you. What is your heart telling you? Before even looking at your cell phone, open your mind to hear what Spirit is calling you to do with your day and with your life. We're now going to recline onto the back, and for our practice, a strap would be useful, very helpful, and also to have a cushion or folded blanket nearby for our seated poses. Laying on your back, lift up the knees, and first lengthen the spine, arms overhead, stretching the fingers, the palms, the arms. And then lift up the feet and hug the knees into the chest, wrapping the arms around the shins. And letting the breath fill the lungs on the inhale, your arms lengthen. And then drawing knees closer on the exhale, squeeze, hug the knees tighter. Taking continuous breaths without pause between the inhale or the exhale. Perfect. Good. And then separate the knees, hold the thighs, the ankles, or the feet for happy baby, and pull the knees downward. And resist that with the feet pressing upward. Use complete breaths. Gently opening the hips. And release the feet down. Next, cross the right ankle over the left knee and open the right knee side. Additionally, stretch more by lifting the left foot up and hugging the left knee towards the chest. Begin gently with long, deep breaths. And on the exhalation, explore a little deeper stretch in the hip. Always resting on the inhale, calming the mind. Staying present with each breath. Now starting to switch sides, put the right foot down and cross the left ankle over the right knee. Open the left knee to the side and start gently and gradually increase the stretch, lifting the right foot up and bringing the right knee towards your chest. Long arms on the inhale. And a little stronger integration on the exhale of pulling the navel to the spine, the knee towards the chest. The breath and the body are integrated in this pose. The mind focused on that union, that relationship, the give and take with each breath in and out. Inhale, a deeper connection to spirit. And exhale, find what's precious, what's sacred in this pose. And slowly release that foot down. And we'll come on up to a nice seated position. And use a blanket or blocks to sit on so that you're comfortable enough to remain here a couple of minutes. And we'll have Viloma pranayama practice. Viloma means against the grain, and it is that in the sense that you're preventing yourself from taking a complete inhalation because you're going to separate it into 3 stages, and between each pause, put a pause between each stage. So we start with a straight spine, draw the lower back in, lift the shoulders up and back, and then rest the hands on the thighs. Find that plumb line of balance between the crown of the head and the sitting bones, that you're having good straight posture, balanced and easeful, steady and strong. And then we begin the breath with a small inhalation, pause, a bigger inhalation, a pause, and then filling the lungs to capacity, pausing at the top of the inhalation, and then exhaling through the nostrils, slowly all the air exhaled and emptied out of the lungs until nothing remains. Begin again at your pace, inhaling, pause, inhaling more, pause, inhaling, filling the lungs, pause, and exhaling top to bottom, no pauses. Continue that sequence of breath. Viloma pranayama. And then rest forward onto your hands and walk fingertips forward, folding over the hips. And try some movement, rock a little side to side. Or continue walking the hands from side to side. And lift the back up. Lift up the left arm. And twist to the right, crossing the left hand over the right knee. Gazing over the right shoulder. And switch sides, lift up the right arm. Press down through the right hip. And then exhale, twist and look over the left shoulder. Right hand to left knee. Or the back of the right hand to that left knee. That helps give an external rotation to that shoulder and integrate the shoulder blade more completely onto the back. All right. Release the twist and we'll come down to crocodile pose. Prone position on your stomach. Okay. Into crocodile makarasana. Widen the feet to the side edges of the mat. And then stack the forearms underneath the shoulders so you can press down through the elbows and forearms and lift the front of the rib cage up. And rest the forehead on the back of the wrists. But try not to collapse in the back of the shoulders or pinch the back of the neck. In this position, your diaphragm will have to work more effort to breathe, to draw the breath in. So you can notice if there's additional expansion through your breath into the lower back, into the sides of the ribs, the floating ribs. And at the same time, strengthen your diaphragm. Next is Sphinx pose. So open the arms so the forearms are parallel, and then hug the legs in towards each other. Squeeze them to the midline. Press down through the tops of the feet and pull back through the palms, drawing the shoulder blades down the back and lengthening the neck, stretching the crown of the head forward and the tips of the toes to the back. And there can be a little movement here as well if your body likes some rocking in the hips, the heels, turning the head, wherever your natural inclination leads. Your own body's intuitive knowledge. All right, then slide the hands back underneath the shoulders for Cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Again, hug the legs to the midline, shoulder blades, elbows in, and then curl the head and chest up. Strengthen in the finger pads. See the white around the fingernails. Breathe into the lower back. Strengthen in the buttocks. Take another complete breath, lifting to your max. And then lower, rest. Push up to table pose. Curl the toes under. And lift up the knees. Start to walk the knees, walk the dog. And you'll simply walk the feet forward to the hands and roll the back up to standing Tadasana. All right. And the feet about hip distance apart, the soles of the feet parallel. Inhale, lift up through the front of the shoulders, roll them back. And exhale, hug into the core, strengthening the pelvis, thighs, all the way down through the legs, rooting the feet into the floor, into the earth. Being solid as a mountain, present with the breath. Then reach the arms up over the shoulders. Now if you have the strap, you could just connect the hands here over the head. You probably can't see my limited camera angle, but hopefully you get the idea. The arms are over the head, either holding the strap wide or perhaps clasping the hands together. And then crescent to the right side. Push the hips to the left. Root down through those strong legs. Look up to the sky. And then release, lift up to the center. Root down through the legs, strengthen through the core of the pelvis, and take the arms now to the left. And push the hips to the right. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, stretch, widen. Wonderful. Lift up to straight back. Good. And then clasp hands or hold the strap behind the back. Okay. So the thumbs are pointed out, or the hands are clasped together in Yoga Mudra for a little back bend. And we'll draw the shoulder blades in, lift the chest up. Press down through the heels and gradually tilt the head back. The knees soften so you can stay flexible. Squeezing the buttocks to support and the lower back. And then lift up and release. Good. And widen the feet. It can be to the width of the mat or more. And lift up the arms, folding over. Arms over the back. Squeeze the kneecaps, lifting up with the quads strong. And the inner soles of the feet pressing down. Each breath complete. And then lift up and release. Bend the knees, press the feet down, rise up. And then step the feet together. Come to Anjali Mudra, hands over the heart, to focus your awareness, your consciousness at the center of the heart, to connect with spirit, to hear the whisperings of the soul. And inhale, sweep up, arms overhead. And exhale, draw them down the midline, bend the knees, plant the hands down, and step the right foot back. Lower the right knee down into a lunge. Inhale, lift the arms. Anjane, monkey pose. And lower the hands down. Step the left foot back to downward facing dog. Inhale, bring the shoulders forward to high plank. Exhale, lower the knees, the hips, the chest, the chin. Point the toes. And then inhale, cobra pose, curling the back up. And exhale, lower the chin down, curl the toes under, push up, table pose. Exhale, downward dog. Okay, one more breath. Look up, step the right foot forward, and lower the left knee down. Inhale, lift the arms, Anjane asana. And exhale, lower the hands. Inhale, left foot steps forward. And exhale, fold over straight legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, Tadasana. Lift up, extend, and exhale, hands to the heart. Connecting in unity, the mind, the body, and the soul. Now we come to Warrior One. Right foot back, left knee bent. And lift up the arms and come to strong warrior. Powerful, steady in the legs, and the hips, and the pelvis. But also easeful in the shoulders, the neck, the jaw, and the face, soft. Good, and clasp the hands behind the back. Draw the shoulder blades in, or use the strap between the hands to arch back, and a little back bend. Keep the back knee straight, the legs strong. Then release the hands, bring them to the front knee. And start to slide down that front leg into pyramid, Parshvottanasana. Draw the shoulder blades back away from the ears. And bring the hands up to whatever height you need to in order to straighten the front knee. You can always soften the knee on the inhale, make any, fine-tuning adjustments, and then you should be able to straighten the front knee on the exhale, or bring your hands up to a point where that is possible. Take another complete breath, finishing one, starting the last. Then step the right foot forward. Inhale. And exhale, fold in Uttanasana. Inhale, lift up. Tadasana, mountain. And exhale, hands to the heart. And we'll step the left foot back for warrior one. Bend the right knee. Make sure both feet are solidly planted flat on the mat. Then start to lift the arms. Engage through the core. Open to the breath. Open the mind to hear those little messages, those little nuances. And release the arms down, holding them behind the back or simply holding the back of the waist. Or you can clasp and draw the shoulder blades in. Without bending the back knee, bend the front knee a little deeper, or lengthen your stance and bend the front knee a little deeper to go into a deeper back bend. And release the hands forward onto the front knee. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold, sliding down the front shin to a set of blocks or to whatever supports you while you're able to straighten the front knee. Squeeze the kneecap and lift up with the quad muscle, quadriceps drawing the thigh bone up into the hip socket. Engage the muscles that you're stretching. And keep it all together with the breath. The breath is like the string that connects all the beads of the mala. Stepping forward from pyramid, inhale, and exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the arms, Tadasana. Press the feet down. And exhale, and rest the arms to your side. Turn to the side, step the right foot back for warrior two. Lengthen the stance until the left knee is above the left ankle. And press down through the soles of both feet, lifting up through the navel. Then open the arms, spread the shoulders, look over the left hand. Inhale, broaden the chest, and exhale, tighten the pelvis, strengthen the thighs, deepen the pose. So you have ebb and flow, keeping the pose soft, sensitive, and receptive to the leadings of the heart. Okay, and bend the left elbow to the left knee, the right arm forward over the ear, Parshvakonasana, our side angle pose. Parshvakonasana. And we're pressing down through the feet so strongly, it lifts the hips up, the right hip up and back, the right shoulder up and back. And some yogis bring that left hand down to a block or to the floor and use the leverage of the back of the arm against the inner knee to spiral the chest open more. And lift up and release to warrior two. And change the feet. So pivot the left toes in and the right toes out. Bend the right knee, come into warrior. Virabhadrasana, strong warriors with power in the legs, energy in the hands and fingers, so much sparkling energy to the tips of the fingers. Okay. Another full breath. And then going to Parshvakonasana, our side angle. The right elbow to the right knee. Spiral the left hip up, the left shoulder back, the eyes up. So support the weight of the head with strength in the neck muscles. And if your stance is long enough, you may be able to reach down to a block or to the floor with the right fingertips. Good. Take another deep breath. And release. Lift up to stand. And we'll just come down onto the mat. Kneel down with the knees wide apart and the toes, big toes, touching together. Wide-kneed child pose, balasana. And we're coming down to the elbows, if that's available, possible. Make a little support for your forehead with the backs of the thumbs. And some can bring the forehead down, the hands down to the floor. And some yogis may actually have the forehead on the floor, the hands over the back of the head, and prayer Anjali. There is still muscular energy in the inner thighs, hugging the knees towards one another, as though you were gripping an exercise ball. Or if you were a horseback rider, you're gripping the saddle. And lift up to sit up all the way. And come into our lunge, nice deep lizard lunge, by stepping the right foot forward and moving the left knee back, and lift up through the pelvic floor and engage the inner thighs. Exhale, bend the elbows, maintaining that strength in the inner thighs. Coming down over a series of breaths, gradually deepening the stretch. Doing lots of hip openers in this practice to prepare us for a little bit of seated meditation at the end. You can use Ujjayi breath to slow down the breath, to quiet the mind more. You're constricting the back of the throat a little bit, hearing a little bit of a whisper to your breath. Taking nice, long, slow breaths. And start to straighten that right knee, fold forward, lifting the right toes up. And you can always ease off that stretch by moving the hands diagonally away from the front leg. Try starting there. And then gradually you're twisting back more towards that right leg, deepening the stretch. Or even straddle that right leg, fold straight forward. Or if you're so inclined to come into full split here, Hanumanasana. Now, slide the right foot back and step the left foot forward to lizard lunge. Start with arms straight. Find balance and alignment in the shoulders and the hips and back. And with each breath, progressively increase the stretch, bending the elbows more, putting blocks under the elbows, or coming down to the mat. But primarily connecting with the breath. Hearing each breath with ujjayi breathing helps you be more aware of each individual breath. Begin to transition to the thigh stretch. Straighten the left knee, lift the left toes up, and start to fold forward, strengthening that shin, this quadricep. So squeeze the knee quad and lift up the kneecap, pulling the thigh bone up into the hip socket. And toning, strengthening all these muscles that you're stretching. So the stretch is in the belly of the muscle and not just where it is attaching to the bone. And open yourself to the side to make it easy in the beginning. And over a series of breaths, turn more towards that front leg. Listening to your ujjayi breath to calm those ripples of the mind, to refocus the mind so it's not distracted. If you're inclined to deepen that stretch, going to the full split, you might try the little Hanuman asana. But protect that knee joint from hyperextension by working muscles in the back of the calf and in the thigh, and pressing the heel down. There's no one right way to do the poses, so listen to your body, improvise, be creative, supportive, and open to modifications as necessary. And slide the left foot back. And we'll take a seat. Widen the legs to this wide angle. Lift up the hips, move the inner thighs back, the sitting bones apart. So you sit on the front of the sitting bones. The lower back draws in, either with the help of the hands pressing behind, or the strength of the thighs pressing down, the inner thighs push down. Reach up and stretch up through the fingertips. Root down through the sitting bones. Get that length in the spine. And then bring the hands down underneath the shoulders, folding over the hips. Inhale, relax the shoulders, lengthen the neck. And exhale, fold a little farther. Calmly, clearly, listening, being receptive to the feedback from your body. Conscious of each breath in and out, either using Ujjayi breath to hear it, or just sensing the breath. Inhale, lift up the back, bend the knees, and bring the soles of the feet together. And we'll sit up, needed a little bit of height for Baddha Konasana, the bound ankle. Okay, now the knees are apart, the soles of the feet together. Pull against the ankles and draw the lower back in. Roll the shoulders back and down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Tuck the chin slightly so you have this length in the back of the neck, and fold gradually over the hips. Just small steps, one breath at a time. Inhale, relaxing any tension, any pressure. And exhale, just exploring a little pressure, maybe with the elbows on the knees, thighs, without forcing, and always giving back on the inhalation with gratitude, welcoming whatever feedback your body is offering. It's all helping in this relationship that we have internally with the mind, with spirit, with the muscles. All right, lift up the back, lift up the knees, and let's gonna progress into more pranayama. We'll do Brahmari pranayama. Brahmari is the bumblebee breath. Okay. The humming of the bees represents the sacred sound, vibration, the little the deep roots between the beehive in the heart and the humming at the crown of the head. So we seal the lips slightly and make a high humming sound to imitate a bumblebee, buzzing around, collecting nectar from all the flowers to take back to the hive. And just on the exhale, begin this light little humming. And when you need to inhale, refill the lungs. Practice one more of these humming breaths. Okay, next we're going to add Shanmukhi Mudra. Shanmukhi Mudra supports the practice of pratyahara, withdrawal of the senses. Okay, the fifth limb of Ashtanga Yoga. Okay, we're closing the ears, the eyes, the nose, and the mouth to cultivate the art of withdrawal and nourish our inner peace and calmness. Okay, so I need to remove my eyeglasses to do this, so we'll put those in a safe place. And let me describe Shanmukhi before you practice it, because when you practice it, you won't be able to hear me. The thumbs will close the ear flaps. The index fingers pin the eyelids down gently. And then the middle fingers close the nose, and the ring and pinky fingers seal the lips. Okay, so we're sealing these gates. And once you have all your gates sealed with the Shanmukhi Mudra, now you practice Brahmari, bumblebee breath, and hear that wonderful resonation deep in the skull. Try 3 more bumblebee breaths while holding Shanmukhi Mudra. Okay, release Shanmukhi Mudra. And prepare for a little seated meditation using the mantra Soham. Okay, so first we begin meditation by finding a comfortable seat. That may necessitate sitting in a straight back chair with your back away from the back of the chair and the feet flat on the floor. Others may have enough support just sitting on the floor, raising the hips up a few inches onto a folded blanket. Usually when I meditate in the morning and the evening, I'm on 2 cushions seated and have knee rolls under each shin to support the legs as well. So it's perfectly understandable using props to sit comfortably in order to meditate, because if you're too uncomfortable, that's distracting your mind and you won't be able to meditate. So begin with a comfortable seat. And then align your head, neck, and trunk so there's perfect balance. There's a plumb line from the crown of the head down to the sitting bones. The lower back is drawing in its natural lumbar curve. The back of the shoulders are broad in the thoracic curve, and the neck is drawing in anterior curve, the cervical curve in the neck, but you still have this plumb line of balance. All right, so you have the alignment, the sides of the neck back, the inner body bright, steadiness in the seat, and easefulness in the shoulders, head and face. Skin is soft. Now scan through your body, starting at the face and eyes, working your way down through the neck and shoulders, arms, hands, fingers, being aware of each muscle in your body, down through the trunk, chest, abdomen. Breathe into the hips, legs, feet. Simultaneously aware of all the inner space of your body. Now start to focus on that touch of breath in the nostrils. Without trying to change the breath, just witness what you're feeling, what you're sensing in the coolness of the inhalation and the warmth of the exhalation, and the touch of air flowing out through the nostrils and over the upper lip. Now, to help the mind from getting distracted, we'll use the mantra Soham to follow the breath, moving the breath from the nostrils up to the third eye on the inhale. Think of the sound So, and from the third eye down through the nostrils on the exhalation, using the sound Hum. These mental sounds are lasting through the full length of the inhalation, So, and through the full length of the exhalation, hearing the sound Hum. Again, keeping the spine erect, shoulders relaxed, and then that smooth breath up to the third eye, inhaling So, and exhaling down through the nostrils, over the upper lip, Hum. Anytime the thought bubbles up to the surface of your awareness and starts to distract you away from this practice, you just ask it to return to the mantra So, Hum. Only thought is So, Hum. After only a few minutes of meditation, you've silenced the chatter in your mind and opened up your ability to hear those quiet whispers of the soul and feel what's most sacred in your life. So it's time to lie down, rest on your back. We'll do a little finishing stretch, and then you can relax more. And start with the legs wide, arms overhead, and a big full body stretch, spreading the palms, stretching the fingers, spreading the toes, the arches, balls of the feet, and then even movement with the wrists and ankles. If you need some additional wiggling in your back and shoulders. And stretching the muscles in the face and eyes, chin, the jaw, and even the tongue. Stretch it out. Make some funny faces. And then begin to relax and bring the arms down by your side. Turn the palms face up and press the back of the head into the mat. Tuck the shoulder blades together under the back and let your body rest flat on your back, on the hips, the arms and the legs, without having to do any more work or effort. Your body is able to simply rest now. Relax. Let go of any final tension. Scanning your body once more from the face and eyes, the neck and the jaw. Slacken, rest. Relax the shoulders and the arms. Let them rest. And the palms and the fingers soften, release. And the back start to become more comfortable, resting. The hips and the legs. Just gently sinking into the mat. Surrendering as their floor is there to support you and hold you safe. Letting your whole body be restful and easeful. At peace in your body. At peace in your mind. No cares or worries. But just to be present and witness to what you're feeling is sacred in your heart. To perceive the divine within yourself. In this time of silence, this is your silent worship. A time of listening and being open to spirit and the leadings of your heart. Sahana vavatu, Sahano bhunaktu, Sahaviryam karvavahe, Tejasvinanaditamastu, ma vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Lord, may we be protected together. May we be nourished together. May we give strength to one another. And may our study be filled with divine radiance. And may there be no enmity or jealousy among us. May there be peace, peace, peace. And may you start to deepen your breath and begin to reawaken the body and mind. Start to move, stretch, open the eyes, and roll to the side. Maintain your connection to spirit, to the divine in your heart as you come back up seated. God bless you. Namaste.